All right, sports fans, how's everybody out there doing? William Martin coming at you one more time here on YouTube with another edition of the 300 Pounds of Sports Knowledge Podcast. Don't look now, but there is some winning football that is being played in the New York area. Now, through 6 weeks of this NFL season, both the New York Jets and New York Giants are sporting winning records as each is on pace for their best season in many years. The Jets have not had a winning season since 2015, with their last playoff appearance coming in 2010, while the Giants, their last winning season came in 2016, and that was also their last trip to the playoffs. Now, for the past several years, the teams that have faced both the Giants and Jets have known for the most part that, hey, lace them up, put your pads on, step onto the field, and more than likely, you're going to get a W when you're facing these teams. That is no longer the case because now, when you face both the Jets and Giants, you got to go out there and buckle up your chin strap for a 60-minute fight. Now, it has not been pretty for either the Jets and Giants at times this year. But the bottom line is, I guarantee you that them and their respective fan bases will take a ugly win over a pretty loss any day of the week and twice on Sunday. And obviously, most NFL games are played on Sunday. But the thing is, they're finding ways to win. And more importantly, they're finding ways to win games that they're not expected to. We saw the Jets get dominated at home by the Baltimore Ravens in week one. They responded the following week and came back and got a come from behind win in the last moments over Cleveland. Got dominated right after that at home versus the Cincinnati Bengals. And now, they took advantage of two teams that, had some quarterbacking issues, both Pittsburgh and Miami. But at the end of the day, you don't apologize for winning. And then today we saw the Jets just go out there for the most part and really dictate things with their special teams and their defense as they went on the road and got a 17-point victory at Lambeau Field over Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers. And if you're Aaron Rodgers and the Packers, you're more than happy to not have to deal with the New York teams anymore because remember last week these same Packers blew a 10-point lead in the second half as they fell to the New York Giants in London. And speaking of these Giants, in years past, again, the Giants typically, when they were faced with double digit deficits, especially in the second half, the game was all but done. But that is not the case this year. We have seen the Giants erase three double digit deficits, first against the Tennessee Titans and then against the Green Bay Packers last week. And they did it again today with being able to erase a 20-10 deficit at home to the Baltimore Ravens. The Giants are doing it with character. I expected the Giants to win this game because I just had a feeling that, being that Wink Martindale, their current defensive coordinator, just came over from Baltimore as their defensive coordinator, and he's seen so much from Lamar Jackson in practice. And late, it was that Giants defense that rallied and made the plays. We saw Saquon Barkley and this offense step up in the fourth quarter, but then the Giants did score that touchdown to make it 20-17. And then right after that, this defense forced that interception. Julian Love had the big return. It set up the Giants go ahead touchdown to give them the 24-20 advantage. And then the D stepped up again. Rookie Kayvon Thibodeau putting the pressure on Lamar Jackson, forcing the fumble. The Giants are able to recover the ball, run the clock out, and get their fifth win of the season. And for both of these clubs, Brian Daboll, the head coach of the Giants, and then, of course, Robert Saleh, the head coach for the Jets, you know what? They have young teams, but they're finding a way to win games, and they're doing it with character. And, of course, we saw Robert Saleh be passionate earlier in the season when it came to taking criticism from the New York area media, talking about he's saving his receipts. Well, guess what? The Jets, they're winning games and they're gaining confidence and they're gaining traction. And the same thing can be said for Brian Daboll and these Giants because when you take over teams that have been as bad as the Jets and Giants have been for so long, it's it takes a culture change. Number one, you have to find guys in that locker room that hate to lose more than they enjoy winning. And then you have to bring in guys like that as well. And you could see there's a lot of passion, there's a lot of pride that both of these teams are playing with because you know what? At the end of the day, they want to go out there and win. And you see both of these fan bases. The Jets fans, when they go to the seats at MetLife Stadium, they're getting excited. We've heard the noise for the Giants. We heard it in week number 2 when they held off the Carolina Panthers. We heard it in week number 3 in spite of losing to the Dallas Cowboys, week number 4 against the Bears, and then again today against Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens. So now you have a Jet team that is 4-2. They're trying to hang with the Buffalo Bills in the AFC East. They've now passed the Miami Dolphins. The Dolphins lost their third game in a row. The New England Patriots, they are definitely showing signs of improvement. And then on the flip side in the NFC East, the Giants are keeping up with both the Philadelphia Eagles and Dallas Cowboys in that division. Of course, Philly is the last undefeated team in the NFL. Dallas comes into this weekend with a record of 4-1. Of course, those two heavyweights in the division are set to get it on in a matter of minutes. But nonetheless, the Giants are right there with these teams. And if you're both the Jets and Giants, obviously there's still plenty of football left, but you got to start thinking about maybe making a run to the postseason, especially with the expanded postseason. The Jets will be on the road next week against the Denver Broncos, a winnable game. And then you have the Giants who will be on the road to take on the Jacksonville Jaguars. And historically, the Giants franchise has never beaten the Jaguars on the road, but nonetheless, that is definitely a winnable game. And it would not surprise me to see the Giants head down there with the pardon me, as the favorites for that contest. But nonetheless, these teams are finding ways to win by character. They're pulling out the late games, and more importantly, they are showing the rest of the league that they are no longer going to be pushovers. So, for the folks in the New York, New Jersey area that follow uh, their Jets and Giants respectively, because I know, like most people there, it's either one. You don't like both. But nonetheless, they got to be happy with what they're seeing from their respective teams so far. And possibly good things could be on the horizon for the rest of this month and November as this NFL season continues to progress. So, folks, that is going to wrap it up. And as always, I want to take this time out to thank you for tuning into the 300 Pounds of Sports Knowledge podcast here on YouTube. I want to take this time out to thank all of you fine folks out there for tuning in. And if you have not already, please feel free to subscribe to this channel. Now, if you're on Twitter, please feel free to follow me at 300 Pounds of Sports. And like I always say, if you follow me, it will be my pleasure to follow you right back. There's also the sports discussion group on Facebook at the Sports Depot 365. You can check it out. Drop a line and be a part of one of the better sports debating sites going on social media. So, once again, fine folks, my name is William Martin. I am signing off, saying take care and have yourselves a wonderful day.